Record two. Hey guys, we just wanted to pop on here and do a quick YouTube video for you, kind of a weekly, end to the weekly wrap up. We're going to discuss the 2025 year, and we're going to talk about some of our biggest projects would be some of the basement projects we did. So we got a few of the basement projects up here we're going to chat about quick, as well as our flip project. Um, Thanks for joining us on the holiday time here. Making Paulo put in a little extra time on the weekend. We got too busy on Boxing Day to record, but
Oh yeah.
we're gonna get it done now today here. So starting off, we're gonna talk about our Welsh project. Hey, Paulo.
Yeah, for the Wells project, basically, of course, developing this unfinished basement. One main problem that we encounter with that project is, of course, separating the proper spacing. The client want to have like a space, like a bedroom in the other side of the space there. If you could show us the floor plan quick there,
Sure.
Tom.
So here's where they had the makeshift bedroom, but
Yeah,
here's the floor plan. So
yeah,
let me zoom
yeah.
in for you.
Yeah, basically, the client wants to have a bedroom in the opposite direction of the future bedroom. It will be in the future recreational area. But I told them that it's not really practical to do so because for the openings of the doors and of course there'll be some issue with the noise of the furnace or mechanical room. That's why I didn't advise to continue with that spacing. And also, there's an existing framing for the future bedroom already to save up some money or budgets for that. Might as well just continue the initial plan
So they
for
wanted a
that.
bedroom where the rec room is. In
Yeah,
the,
that's yeah.
okay.
Mainly my as a designer, of course, my recommendation is not to continue with that one because if you can see that future recreational room, it's really near at that furnace area, mechanical area. Every time that mechanical area, where the furnace is turning on, it will be a little bit noisy.
So
That's
we
one.
ended up just deciding on one big bedroom instead.
Mm-hmm. True.
And so these are some of the initial pictures. This basement had a side entrance, which is really desirable for getting all the material. When we did the drywall loading, it came in handy. It was a lot of work back before we did basement delivery
Oh
and
yeah.
honest blue collar work, right?
Yeah, I remember you, me, and Conrad,
And
loading
Alan,
drywalls there.
yeah, a couple of people sick that day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we had a little bit of framing up. That was one of the problems too, was remember that wall between the bedroom and the rec room? It was flopping in the wind. It was not even pinned to the concrete, so we had to
Yeah.
get that straightened up. And then also working around the customer's possessions was a little bit challenging because they had left the bed and this treadmill and all that stuff, yeah, in the bedroom. So we had
At
to
the
make sure and poly it off and protect it well.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a video walkthrough. Oh, skipping here. Here we go. Side door access right into the basement, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
The builder does this often because of the basement suites nowadays, right?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Mud tape paint the stairs with the vinyl flooring.
The wobbly staircase, unsupported stairs, right?
The wobbly staircase you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, had to get restructured because the builder grade stairs didn't quite cut it, but they did have a good poly and insulation on this project, so that helped keep costs down. They also didn't use the right base plates here. You could see these are just spruce or pine board, so we would have failed inspection if the inspector would have caught an eye on that one. But with
Mm-hmm.
these, what's the qualification for needing a pre-inspection? What's the dollar budget? 50,000 and under.
50,000. Yep.
Yeah. And then we don't need pre-inspection, just the final.
Mm-hmm.
There's our guy Ray and Daryl working away, doing
Mm-hmm.
some initial framing. So with
Yeah.
any basement, one of the hardest parts is cleaning all the bulkheads up and making it look
Mm-hmm.
intentional, everything.
Yeah.
There's some framing issues that you can see here, no backing, so you don't have anywhere to screw your drywall to when it slides in behind this board. And the rough-in, I think the plumbing rough-in was pretty good on this one. I think we were able to make they just had to jackhammer it out a little
Yeah,
bit
for the
more.
shower. Yeah. Yeah, mainly we just need to replace those bottom plates there for
Hmm.
PT. And we could also we have two options. We could insert a PT lumber there, and also we could just insert a vapor barrier
That's right.
for
One
that
of the
one.
two.
Yeah.
Here was an open-ended cap, so they would have had some sewer gases flowing into their basement because that was
Yeah.
just open to the element there. Moving right along, we could see the boarding on this one. We did we do this in-house? Yeah.
Yeah, in-house we did that one. Daryl did the boarding for that project.
And then we moved away from boarding in-house after this project and used a specialized board and taper, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more efficient. Costs a little more, but it takes a lot less time. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
And that time I remember because we're going to start the big project as well, big basement. That's why don't
okay.
have the manpower to redo the boarding.
As you can see here, we got our tape starting. We sub that out to the professionals. You really need to have lots of experience when it comes to taping to do a knock-up job.
Mm-hmm.
Our guys are good at taping for smaller projects, but on these big ones, it makes a lot of sense to get the pros in who've
Way
been
faster as well, right, Tom?
yeah,
Mm.
less our drywall sub has been really good to work with overall. Fit us in for these basements. What can you comment about these? That's what's going on next here. We got the
Yeah,
bathroom taking shape.
yeah. For the bathroom, of course, as you can see, there's a different color for the drywalls because we're using moisture resistant. We ensured for the bathrooms, we use moisture resistant drywall. And then as you can see there, that is all our membrane girdy for the shower, and of course the Ditra for the flooring to ensure waterproofing.
Yep. So all our guy Johan has that all waterproofed up, so should have no issues in the future with any mildew or mold.
Yeah.
So Johan was just doing his thing. He's all set up for tile the next day. And if we keep on clicking, we'll see him start getting to work on the tile. So
Mm-hmm.
here's a mm, that video's not working, but here's the tile all installed. And the stacked look, that's the most common look we go for.
Yeah, the cleanest and modern look that we usually recommend to the client. Again, for the walls, we use the Baltic Carrera 12 by 24.
Yeah.
And we use a Mediterranean pattern for the flooring there to have a little bit of accent for the flooring
So you
or
can
set.
see here, I think it did it change? No. I think we originally had the wrong tile on site, but we corrected it. This was
Mm-hmm. That
the
is the
one,
one.
the one she wanted. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
quite a busy tile, but Johan did a nice job with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Uh,
document the waste and stuff as we go, so we can keep some mental tabs on how the site is progressing, and if we have some laborers available, we'll send them over there to get the garbage out. The windows were egress here, so we didn't have to worry about that one. Can't remember, did we end up changing the window wells too?
I believe, yeah, we did something.
Just the one, maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. View adjustment.
We got the vanity install, vanity lights taking shape. And you can see the starts of our drop ceiling. So this was
The embassy.
the embassy ceiling. So this was one of the cheaper basements we did this year at around 59,000, I think we said, Paulo.
Mhm.
59, yeah. But the ceiling was a huge part of the cost because it is a pre-finished ceiling, but it has a pretty bold look to it. It's not a basic looking ceiling with the high gloss, and it's an MDF panel actually, so turned out quite nice.
Yeah. A little bit pricey though, but it's worth it for sure. For
Yeah, much nicer look, and you still have the access if needed, which is really
hmm
nice in a basement. If you ever have a leak and you don't have drywall, it's game over for your ceiling. You're gonna have to
Oh, yeah.
get Mark over there to fix it up in a hurry.
Especially if you have texture. Oh my, yeah.
And then as we progress here, you can see Alan began the flooring. So he did a nice fast job on this one. I remember that was Alan and Aaliyah there.
hmm
It feels like we did this basement a long time ago, but it's just the summer, hey?
Yeah.
Just a little touch up we noted. Anytime we see any issues as we go, we document it and make sure it's rectified. And we do cost plus, but any rework, there's when a subcontractor is doing it, there's no charge. They'll take care of it in-house. You can see a small adjustment was needed there. So of course we fight for our customers to make sure they get a good product and they're not paying for any rework. And then our next challenge was to cap all these stairs. They were pretty intensive labor wise to get all those capped. We had to build them out with this OSB you can see and get them all prepped. But they turned out really awesome in the end with the white stringers and all the way up to the porch. We got that it banged in. It's most common flooring we use. We get it from Talon Stone Source.
Yeah.
We really like how it comes with the nosing because it gives it a seamless look. Now you can see lots of paint touch-ups on this one. We took a gamble and tried a new painter, and as you can see, there's a lot of touch-ups. So we had Johan go through, and he really has an eye for detail. So he made sure that it was really nice looking by the end. See a little bit of adhesion issue there, but in the end, we got it all straightened up. So we're getting to the bitter end of this project. Let's jump right to the after pictures as we can. So here is a nice light we installed for the stairs. And this would be right at the side entrance, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the cold air intake that we needed. Toilet, I remember we switched this one out, so this must have been after the toilet got switched out.
hmm
I think it was too yellow was the issue.
Yeah, the client noticed that for between the vanity and the old first selection of toilet, the toilet is a little bit yellowy, not really white. That's why we replaced it to really, yeah, the white toilet.
So that's pretty much our Project W in a nutshell. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe let me just pause for a sec here. I'll make sure that was actually okay. Let's just keep on going. Okay, now let's jump into our Project G.
Yeah.
So this one didn't go quite as smooth. There was a few unforeseen
hmm
issues, but let's just walk through picture by picture here. So here's some images that were sent just as the quoting process started. So from these pictures, we likely gave them a ballpark price, and we can get a
So
pretty good idea about what the kind of the space looks like from here. So pretty typical on unfinished basement, but there's a few things that need to be done, like the exterior walls needed to be insulated and handrails put on. So it's not completely unfinished, but the poly definitely seen a lot of hockey pucks. Gonna say we had a lot of repairs to do on the poly.
Oh yeah.
So one of the first issues we noted was this window here would not meet egress.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
There's a few different ways we could solve that. We could have cut the foundation open, but that would have been pretty expensive. We ended up getting a wind door
Mhm.
installed here. So the entire window is hinged
Opening.
and framed, so it'll open much wider. You have a lot less area around the window that doesn't open on a wind door and gains you the egress that we needed. If you look closely, you'll see the deer head. I think it's right here. Paulo has that in his
Oh yeah,
basement now.
I believe Ivan took it.
Okay, yeah, there's two heads there.
Yeah.
So Builder Ruffin was right in the corner here, and little did we know how bad it was. We ended up jackhammering a long, long ways,
Yeah.
15 feet. And they also, another problem was this hatch here, you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
They put it right at the very bottom of the stairs. So technically, you're supposed to have access to this, but we didn't want an access panel right when you walk down the stairs because it would have looked so unintentional. If there is ever an issue and they have a flood, well, I think they might be getting a new floor anyways. At that point, we'll be able to get access to this clean out here
Mm-hmm.
and backwater valve. So
Yeah.
we ended up doing a design quote. So Paulo, this is your approved design.
Oh yeah. Mainly for that one, the client wants to have a one bedroom for his son there. And then, of course, a big storage area because as you can see in the old photos, there's a lot of stuff at that basement for sure, Tom. You know what? And yeah, that's why my plan is just a straight approach. Just have a proper isolation of space for the bedroom there, close to the bathroom area. I also provided a small space or a desk space for his kid for his computer. And yeah, mainly just yeah, just having a simple approach for the design there. And yeah, the client was really happy with the layout, and it's also practical layout as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all approved the design for that one. And yeah, mainly the problem that we encountered there, of course, the window. Yeah, it's not egress because we need to put the proper egress window for a bedroom. But of course, we have a solution to having a window there. That's the practical option instead of cutting the concrete to provide a much bigger opening for the egress.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
it's
then
all set.
here I can see another problem. So this beam, this
Mm-hmm,
LVL beam wasn't straight in the room.
mm-hmm,
So we have a big lippage here and then it comes out flush almost on this side.
mm-hmm.
So that meant that we weren't able to actually fit our shower stall underneath the beam. And we ended up doing custom tile shower on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
We kind of came up with a different solution moving forward. We thought that we could have moved this wall closer to the exterior wall here, closer to the
Mm-hmm,
rough end, and then this wall could have been made out of a 2x3 possibly,
mm-hmm.
or whatnot, to in the future. But you can only do so much planning foresight before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, good thing. Everything have a solution for that one. Yeah, we just adjusted to a shower tile wall instead of having a shower stall there, which the final option having a tile is way better. Having
Yeah, much
having
nicer.
just acrylic finish, right? At least we have a tile finish there.
And then we opted to take the poly around the exterior here
Mm-hmm.
and tape it all up. And the other option would be to do spray foam, and this was pretty labor intensive. Might sometimes spray foam is a little bit easier. At least they're in and out fast and
Mm-hmm.
really good seal. We got the closet framed up here in the bedroom. You'll see
Yeah.
some tools and all that good stuff. We have our vanity on site at this point.
Yeah, usually before we start the project, we purchase most of the main materials so that we will not encounter any delays once we start the project. And also, it's good thing having the materials there. At least we could really measure because
Hmm.
who knows after we reframe or something, we cannot really yeah. It's
Yeah,
just yeah having the exact materials there, measuring it will be perfect for us, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
especially.
Sometimes electricians will just pop the wire, leave it inside the wall until the
Mhm.
vanity's in, and then they'll cut the drywall out after the fact and put the light in, which is, most people would be a little bit scared, but they are pretty accurate. They're not too worried about slipping with the drill or anything. And
Yeah.
that, like on our project T, they didn't install the lights until all the shiplap was fully in and painted. So the
Hmm.
stakes are pretty high for the grounded team when they're drilling through that nice shiplap after it's all finished. But knock on wood, they are pretty accurate with the drills and whatnot. So
Hmm.
moving into our next problem, you'll see how much concrete has been jackhammered here. So what was
Yeah.
going on was this pipe, when they opened it up, there was actually, they said sewer flies and whatnot in here. So this pipe was backgraded, which means it's going the wrong direction. The flow is supposed to go downhill, of course, but it was pointed uphill slightly, meaning that
Yeah.
there was sediment in the pipe, and we ended up jackhammering a long ways to get
Yeah.
that properly fixed up. But luckily for us, we have a stand-up jackhammer, so that made the process a lot easier to uh, to get done. You'll see the manifold supply lines, so it's always nice when we're working with techs. You don't have to bust out the soldering gun as much
Hmm.
as uh, as much as I would like to show Paulo how to solder. Okay, so we'll keep on moving along here. You'll see some Johan work here. He had patched in around the shower base,
Hmm.
put a block in there and some spray foam to keep the concrete in form,
In point there. Yeah.
pun intended. Now it's a very dusty day on the Fort Sask Reno site. You can see
Oh,
that
yeah.
they banged out this basement, I think, in one day, which is quite impressive considering if I went at it, it'd take me 2 weeks to do that basement. Wouldn't be very nice finish in the end either. So,
Yeah, and as I recall, we calculated that drywall having like a much bigger format drywall, not the regular 4x8s. We need
hmm.
to do like 4x10s or something, or 12. If I'm not mistaken with that one. Having a lesser tape joints as well, of
But
course.
we couldn't fit it though. We ended up doing all eights because
Mm-hmm.
of the stairs, right? I'm not
Oh yeah,
mistaken, or did we?
I believe we some of the spot we have 8x12s there. If I'm yeah, if I remember
No,
or
I think all eights on this one. Remember, we took the stairs down just to get it around the corner.
ah yeah, true, yeah.
So
I'm
when we
thinking
had
about
leftover boards, we just cut them in half to get them out because the we had
yeah,
to dismantle the stairs to get it out and to get it down in the first place. So
yeah,
there's always some issues with this line of work, but
yeah.
we
After
always
you're done with
figure
that
out
one.
solutions. And we also try to treat the customers home like our own. You could see a picture here of some overspray looks like on the stairs, but
Mhm.
we had the subcontractor pop back as soon as we noted it, and they cleaned it right away for us. So good to do your quality checks, people. Make sure
Mhm.
that's what the customer is paying you for, is to manage the property on your behalf. Because here we had some more challenging cuts to make here. Must looks like Daryl working away. See the rigid, so you know. So this was a fun basement for sure. Again, it was quite a lot of work at the it ended up costing a grand total of $68,000 all in with a custom tile shower and all the nice vinyl flooring. What are a few ways that we could have kept costs lower on this project, Paulo?
Actually, one thing because originally I planned to have a drop ceiling there as well, but we ended up just using a drywall
Yeah,
for the
when I
ceiling.
remember actually having that conversation with the taper, because he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, this would be the perfect ceiling for drywall." He's like, "It's so
Mm-hmm.
flat," and then we kind of thought about it and we agreed, yeah, you know what, it's probably going to be a little bit cheaper, even possibly just to have them bang it out. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing would be the flooring, because vinyl flooring, especially going up those stairs, is can be rather expensive to
Oh
get
yeah.
all those nosings, 45 bucks each. So just carpeted basement would be a lot cheaper for sure, hey?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, big time. Way faster as well for a neighbor.
But yeah, nothing's
Yeah.
cheap anymore. That just for
Mm-hmm.
68 grand, you're only getting a full bath and one bedroom. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, a really nice custom tile shower and a vinyl flooring
Vinyl
and
flooring in the tiles there. Vinyl, yeah, LBT.
so you
That
can
one.
see a few touch ups here. This is like a painter's worst nightmare, I guess. But I think
Mm-hmm.
Mark only did one coat and then he planned to come back for the second. And we got the black handles. We often will buy vanity and it'll come with mismatched hardware, so we typically just swap it out for a
My
black
goodness,
to
sir.
match.
You go there.
Oh, Ellie's gonna be YouTube famous here.
Oh yeah. For record recordings, just go there. Just for a bit here.
Okay, so let's jump to some finished pictures. There's Mr. Paulo himself.
Yeah.
I think we ended up recocking the toilet.
Yeah. Murphy's. Murphy's. Hey, I'm back.
Oh,
Yeah, my son just bugged me for
that's
that.
okay. We're almost done this one anyway. So yeah,
Yep.
this is the final stairs. It looks pretty nice with the white on blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Uh,
son's favorite color is blue there. That's why we ended up having a blue palette with the entire basement.
And the bathroom turned out really nice. Here's our egress window. We also changed this window well to meet code.
Yeah.
And we had the company come back and redo some capping here because it wasn't quite to our standard, but
Mm-hmm.
they came back in a hurry and fixed it. You can see a better look at the egress window. So big door hinges here. That's why it's called a wind door, and the entire
Mm-hmm.
frame will swing in, which is a little bit untraditional, but it is a great solution for these projects. Here's the bathroom all finished up. They ended up with the shelves both on the right side here. Yeah, again, that was our project G, and it was a couple grand under 70,000 all in. That was with the custom tile shower and vinyl flooring, new window, all the closet doors, pretty much a turnkey basement. There wasn't much left to do other than move downstairs. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll save the best for last. That was our flip project. So moving along here was our project A. So it's a
Oh,
full basement, but we also did some repairs upstairs. So here's the original basement. Nice big basement with tall ceilings. So they,
mhm.
as a lot of people do, they have a little setup down there. People always use their unfinished basements too, of course. But I'm sure they were happy to get the upgrade because it's not very cozy to say the
Mm,
least down there. But
yeah.
good spot to put a family member in a pinch. So you'll see some of the interior pictures of the upstairs of the home. So we'll take these photos that way we can match the downstairs, very similar.
Yeah. The doors and the trims, and of course, some of the accessories.
It's a nice newer home. There's our friend the dog.
Yeah.
So we'll match the tile as well.
Yeah, there's also some issue with the current flooring there, the carpet, because the dog is like chewing on it. That's why we need to repair that one as well.
Okay, so we'll jump right to the approved design.
Yeah. Yeah, the client hired us for having a design project for this. My main problem designing this one is the telephones. As you can see, there's like telephones in the existing photos there. But what I did is I created the bedrooms in that specific spots there. As you can see,
Mm-hmm.
floor plan, just to hide everything. And then, of course, we cannot just move the telepost. I ended up just having a false column design there, like to cover the telepost to make it nicer. Yeah, that telepost there in that spot there, that will be the walls for the bedroom. I
Mm-hmm.
ended up like hiding all the teleposts in the inner wall of the bedroom there, and also in the closet
Well,
area.
yeah, we had these two, and then these two became features.
I have some some design for the post there. It looks really nice and yeah,
So
let's
as you
see.
can see, this was day one, I believe. We get the framing
Mm-hmm.
up.
Yeah, our
First,
main
first,
guy carpenter did a great job doing the frameworks for that one, and also we also have a problem in the upstairs flooring because I remember the joist is not properly spaced there. That's why we ended up restructuring it.
yeah, it was kind of strange. I think we ended up doing a bunch of bracing in there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a deck because there was no or a landing, I should call it, because there was no step to get in and out of the basement. So we ended up finishing that as well for them. So at this point, we basically had all of our framing done except for a lot of backing and work to
Mm-hmm.
do on the mantle. But it's always nice to get that framing up because it makes a big difference and you could really visualize the space much better.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our fireplace. So we
Yeah.
ended up shortening it up from here, but that was the first rendering, I think, or if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken.
Yeah, we have like a lot of back and forth with the spacing for that one because of course while designing we want to maximize the entire space. That's why yeah, there's some adjustment there in actual.
Hmm. Ended up shortening it a little bit, but
A little bit, yeah.
so what you'll see here is the soundproofing that we added insulation, safe and sound to the
Mm-hmm.
walls, and in the joist
So,
cavity here. We just left a little bit open for the electricians, but this will really on top of the soundproofing insulation, we had solid core doors for the bedrooms. That way the
mhm,
girls don't hear the entertainment center when it's playing in there trying to sleep. And we also insulated the sewer drains because no one likes when you're laying in bed and you can hear the sewer water running past your head. So that was a good call. I think the customer actually asked for that, but it was a really smart idea because
mhm,
we had lots of leftover pieces to use for that. Back in the summer, the things we would do to have some green grass right now. We got about 18 inches of snow
it's
instead.
no.
And as you'll see, we got our shower pan in now. We're really starting to get along. The groundwork has been done. You can see the fresh concrete. And the deck was all finished up. Kind of a interesting angle to it, but
Mhm,
I'm happy with how it turned out. So the borders took a little bit more time, the drywall borders on this one because it was a big basement, but we were able to get the larger drywall into this basement since it was a straight shot. So drywall is done and we're beginning the taping. And this is one of the dirtiest parts of the whole job for sure.
oh yeah, sanding and resurfacing for sure.
Apparently we forgot a stud here. Yet luckily Johan caught this and we
Mhm,
cut it open and added a little extra framing there. They also did our priming for us so the touch-ups could be completed. Now you'll see Paulo's post design, so he must have made this for one of the
mhm.
workers.
For Daryl.
We have the moisture resistant MDF for
Yeah.
the windows. It looks like the taping was pretty much done at this point, and we were starting to progress now. So Johan was in here doing his waterproofing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice big niche, that'd be the 12 by 28. And then it was Daryl time with the MDF. He had a lot of work to do
Yeah.
on the shelving, the floating shelves.
Mm-hmm. For the feature fireplace area.
This is Paulo's first kick at the can on his beam.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually insulation. That way the termites don't eat it, right, Paulo?
Mm-hmm. It's still in my like testing period for that one, but yeah.
And customer was really, really happy with that beam. This is Johan tiling away.
Yeah, in that specific project we did, I installed a Baltic Carrera. We install a grayish marble finish. It looks really great in that bathroom because the paint there is almost off-white. It contrasts everything.
Super
Having a
nice.
little bit darker, yeah, stone tiles there.
So the client made this hidden bookcase and we installed it for them. Hidden bookcase door. We got some more mat samples of our beam.
Mhm. For client's approval for color.
This is a bifolding, um, what do we call it again? Bifolding barn door.
Barn. Yeah,
Kind of nice. And we stained it to match the beam and
the
everything.
beam and everything. All the wood elements there, we just stained it in one color, walnut.
There's the floating shelves get
Yeah.
manufactured.
Mm-hmm. We need to make it like custom because there's like LED strip at the bottom of that shelf there.
Yeah, it really pops off.
Mm-hmm.
Now you'll see the foam all installed here.
Yeah. Daryl and Johan did a fantastic job installing that one for us.
And then they primed it after that.
Mm-hmm. I prime it and yeah, try to sculpt it, have some texture with the beam there.
Mm-hmm. Turned out really good. And now we get some more cool stuff here. This is our mantle. So we picked this
Mm-hmm.
up from Windsor Plywood. And I think Daryl had the idea because we were looking at some online and they're running $1,500.
So yeah.
So we got this for I think $68. Our guy today's Express brought it to us
Mm-hmm.
and Uncle Ivan planed it down and got it ready for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a lot of different people to help get a project on this scale completed. Pretty much everyone in our team had their hands on it at one point, plus the electrician, the plumber, and Uncle Ivan, Mark, the painter. This one was also all in with the exterior work on the porch and the repairs upstairs was around $115,000. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people's salary in there. This is the repair that we did upstairs. So
Cheers, yeah.
Alan got pretty creative. Cutting out a piece in the middle of a floor is pretty can be risky because
It
it's very,
is.
very easy to continue damaging pieces. Some adjustments on some doors we had to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when the doors get painted, they can bow and change a little bit once that moisture wicks into them. But we were able to get them all tuned up. Moving along here will be our handrails we stained. You can
Yeah.
see the mantle. Daryl's got all the hidden fasteners installed now. So luckily we had the hole here because I was able to jump in the hole and put some
Yeah.
big fasteners in here too, to really stiffen it up. This was kind of a whoopsie situation. We installed this cabinet. We also built
Mhm.
this cabinet
Oh yeah.
and then the customer didn't like it. We ended up removing all the um
Panels.
yeah, the or what do we call this? The slat board?
Uh yep, that is fluted panel.
The fluted panel. So
Yep.
we changed all this fluted panel out after we removed the new this cabinet and put the cabinet on the right side because it looked a little bit funny. Okay, here's the first picture of the floating shelves with the LED strip. Very nice. Johan did his floor level. Make sure it's perfectly smooth spot. And as you can see, we had the cabinet moved over, fluted panel replaced.
Mhm.
And let's get towards the end here now. So here's the beautiful beam.
Yeah, the client was really impressed with that one. Yeah, I was so happy. Like when I started hand painted that one, I also did the staining for all the woods there.
Here's bedroom number one, hot pink.
Mm-hmm. There are like two concepts between those bedroom with the client's daughter. It's pink and purple.
Yep, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Here's
they're
the
all.
purple one.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was our Project W, and yeah, a lot of work went into this one, but it turned out great and definitely our biggest and nicest basement to date.
Yeah, one of the biggest basement that we did. Yeah, for sure. Project. Yeah. Hey.
And if you're curious, you can also jump across to our YouTube channel and check out the client testimonial we filmed with our client there. Okay, save the best for last, Paulo. We got our flip, and then we are done. We have to go back to holiday season.
I'm also bored. I miss working. I know you miss it as well.
There's a lot of photos here, so maybe we'll just start with we'll just do a few for now because I think there's almost 2,000 photos on this place. So
Mhm.
we'll just start at the top and work our way back. Excuse me. Okay, so this place, as you guys know, or if you haven't been following along, we purchased this house, would have been the end of 2024. And it was a very original house. You could say one of the things I remember the most is carpet on the walls. That's what I like to tell people. We paid $380,000 for a house and literally came with carpet on the walls. So
So yeah.
here's the ugly old kitchen, original. Um, Nothing wrong with it, but it's also quite small. There's only a little bit of counter space and very ugly looking, to put it nicely. So we tore out this wall here and pantry made it open concept.
Mhm.
We got rid of the built-in because it was god awful ugly. The original carpet had to go. Main floor laundry was one of the most challenging parts. We definitely hummed and hawed a lot on how to make that functional for a basement suite. I really wanted to have main floor laundry because I just thought if I were to ever have a basement suite, I wouldn't want to have to share laundry.
Oh yeah.
That's just me. This was the master bedroom. You could see the ugly fake brick that they had on there. And the bathroom, which hardly changed, honestly. We just
Yeah,
really didn't
because
want to replace this tile because it was already maybe 10 years old and in good shape overall.
it's a nice looking tile as well. It's still updated. That's why we don't need to really touch that shower area.
And this was our basement and the carpet wall. So really, really 1970s, eh? You got the bar and the
Mhm.
different two different colors on the floor.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember. There's a lot of discussion between having a proper kitchen there, right, Top?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time mapping that one out.
Yeah.
Man, that was an ugly house. Here's the teeny little bathroom, half bath only in the basement. And it was hard for us to make the bathroom bigger. We ended up having to flip our furnace to get
Hmm.
it figured, but there's a will, there's a way. This is our huge yard.
Hmm. One of the main feature of the house there, because in that location you will have that great space for a backyard for sure.
Nice big garage. There's a large dip in the
Yeah.
garage roof that we fixed because they must have added onto it at once upon a time.
Hmm.
So this was not only a full basement, but it was a full main floor reno. So we really spent a lot of our time and money on this place, but the final result, as you can see, is very nice. We had the flowers planted and vertical siding, all new luxe triple pane windows. The eye hole on the door, which is code for basement suite. Nice big beautiful kitchen, the quartz countertops and shaker white cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I would do it again, I would make these cabinets go to the ceiling though. It would have been a
Yeah,
nicer look, okay?
it would be for sure. Yeah.
And we got these lights on Amazon. That was kind of our go-to for a lot of the shopping. It's so convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Also, here's a shiplap wall we did to hide where that old medicine patch would be. We didn't want to. We wanted a little bit of an accent. We could have just mudded and taped it, but we wanted something there.
Little bit of feature wall there with the dining area.
Nice light flooring. We went a little bit lighter upstairs than the downstairs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our laundry room, main floor laundry. Some custom shelving here that we built. This whole wall was built to hide the duct. The duct runs in here and out the front. So we spent a lot of time talking about that duct work to make that work. And also shiplap ceiling and back wall there.
Mm-hmm.
We reused these solid corridors because they were solid to say the
Mm-hmm.
least. The old bathroom. And obviously the favorite part I would say is the basement that
Basement.
turned out so bright and clean looking. Not too clinical, but it's got a little bit of color.
Mm-hmm.
See our secondary heat sources here, and
Yes.
these would be the HRV vents that we'll have. So we're all cold compliant. Turned out really nice with the sink in the island and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning involved with that basement, but it looks really great after we're yeah executed everything.
Yeah, I'd like to see how it looks now with they're all moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So really bright and beautiful. Black hardware, so it's modern. And here's our nice bathroom with a custom shower.
Herrera.
And actually, the whole basement is backflow prevented. That was one of the requirements for legal basement suite. So they'll have reassurance knowing that the basement won't back up with sewer. And this is just some pics of the garage. So that was our flip project. We definitely spent a lot of time and money on this place. The floor leveling alone was a huge project. I think we bought about 35 bags of
Yeah.
leveler for that one. And it's pretty scary on that one. Remember, it didn't dry. I was over there on the weekend and it was still
Oh yeah.
wet. Oh my God. Imagine trying to repair it and take all that out, 30 bags. It finally dried up. I think we misstepped because it was the moisture didn't have anywhere to go. We should have had that
Mhm.
HRV on.
Sorry, be at least yeah.
And we had also had no heat. So, and it was starting to get a little cooler. But we learned a lot on this one. Some of the things I would say would be the backflow prevention. We learned about that, and we learned about all the code requirements for legal basement suite, like the separate heat, the HRV, the poly baseboards. We already knew about that one, but we ended up doing that on all the studs in the whole basement. And yeah, it was a great project for us. A lot of learning and maybe
Yeah.
not the most profitable adventure, but you gotta pay your way to learn these
Mm-hmm.
things. I think it really set us up for Augustman's. It was much easier to take a new space and develop
Basement.
it rather than having to go and get your carpet remover for the walls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Really proud about how this one turned out. And
Yeah.
on all of these projects, we did do quite a bit of design work, even
Mm-hmm.
the flip houses. We needed to visualize it a bit here, some of the work Paulo put in.
Yeah, the layouts for the kids, for the main floor and basement. Yeah, I
Very
believe
s- very
we
small
ended
house,
up.
this one. It's
Yeah,
Paulo, you
yeah,
can see he put the bed against the wall because
the wall.
it's so small you need to just to get into your closet, really.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were ever going to do another basement, I would say it needs to be bigger. We want to make sure we have at least over 1,000 square feet with an ensuite bed bath because I think that was a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
As well as I think in the future I'd like to find one with an unfinished basement because we tried to preserve a bit of the basement. I think in the end we tried to preserve a little bit too much. Even the exterior or the interior doors, we wanted to save them because they were
Mm-hmm.
for the closet, they were all metal, but it ended up costing us more time, I think, than it was worth.
Yeah, true.
That was a
Because
good learning lesson.
mm-hmm.
Here's the fire spray foam we did to meet our code compliance.
Yeah,
Some tight some tight work in there.
I
Almost
remember your
got
yeah, your
got
getting ready.
claustrophobic in there.
Yeah.
Uh, I that's what happens when you're the smallest guy on the crew. You get the in the small assholes. But yeah, that was a few of our projects in 2025, and we're really looking forward to what's on the in the future for 2026. We got pretty busy January coming up, but
I'll be
we'll
busy.
we'll be busy. But we're gonna work on systemization and take what we learned this year and pass it on to next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's wrap up this video, Paulo. Thanks for joining me on your holiday
Thank you.
vacation. And
Oh, no worries. I'm always ready. Ready for you. Okay, have fun, guys.
okay, thanks for liking and subscribe.
Yeah. See ya, guys.